Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
Ravi and Harsha, change it to your register number. Ravi and Harsha.
So ready with your chat box?
Name to register number.
Now my quiz is going to be start only for 2 questions. The first question is a procedure that calls itself is called option A trigger, option B recursive polish. No need to say your answer. Please type your answer in the chat. C recursive, D none of the above. Only 2 of them replied. I need everyone has to reply. A procedure that calls itself. Just you can type the option name. That is enough. No need to type the total word.
Easy type also.
Okay. So that answer is recursive. So next question, question number 2. Please be ready with the chat box. Who is going to be type the first? Let me see. What data structure is used for breadth first travels in the graph? A queue, B stack, C list, D not above. Please type the option. Quick, fast. The first question, 49 was answered very first. Congratulations, 41, for your quick response. For second question, number 28. Congratulations, you got the first answer. What is the answer? Answer is Q.
Sir, your voice is not clear, sir. Sir, sir voice
Answer is Q.
muted.
ఇప్పుడు ఓకేనా?
No, sir.
Now it is clear.
Yes, sir.
So wait for 1 or 2 minutes, so it will be clear. So maybe network, maybe both sides may be problem. That time we will get something low noise for you. I think everyone is clear with these 2 questions. So congratulations to both of them who has answered first. So that is a small assignment. Just we have to know it what is that. So next one, today we need to discuss what we are going to be discussed today. I already mentioned in the chat box group what we are going to discuss. Today we are going to be discuss about generics. What is the meaning called generics? Have you come across the Java now? In Java there is a concept of generic. What is the meaning called generics?
Supports all types of data, all data types.
So my screen is visible.
Memory.
My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Can someone answer for this? My
Yes,
voice is clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you all. Okay, thank you, thank you. So today we are going to be discussing what is generic and what are these generic, how we are going to be using. In general, we have declarations are there, we have arrays are there, strings are there. Then specifically why we are going with generics today we are going to be discussed. The first one, what is generic? The Java generics programming is introduced in J2SE. What is this J2SE? Can someone give the full form of J2SE? Number 41, number 51, 111, 41,
Java
51.
standard editions.
Standard edition. What is the meaning called to?
It's the basic version of Java.
Okay, very good. So, okay, in J2SE Java 2 Standard Edition 5 to deal with type safe objects. What is this type safe? Where you heard this word type and safe? In general, we can know the type is what is the type of data. So we are dealing with the data. So in general, we have one is text, that is we can simply say that character, another one is number. These the two datas are there. So by this we have some internal classifications. We have numbers as a number system and characters as strings, and strings we have different types. Yes, sir. So we need to deal with, we are giving something data to the program. How we want to deal with the data, how we need to maintain the data in the program. So however, the total is about how the data is going to be stored in the program. In the starting classes, we discuss about what is the meaning, where we are going to be stored the data in the program. Have you remember where we are going to be store the data in the program?
Memory variables, sir.
Yes, variables. Can someone say the definition of variable?
It is a named memory location.
We can simply call it is a memory location in the program.
Named
So
memory.
please be mentioned in the program. So we are going to be use the variable in the program. That's why in that program we are giving something data to the program, or we are going to be get back something data to the program. Everything is going to be maintained by the variable. So that variable is what type again? So that is known as the data types. That is the concept of data types. So what is the type of data? It may be an integer, character, float, double, or we can say about strings. We need to talk about the shape of these types, and it makes the code stable by detecting the bugs at the compile time. So I want to know that what is the meaning called compile time. So if the compile time, the word came automatically, the another word has to be turn your mind. It is runtime. What is this compile time and runtime? So compile time simple is we are giving. So we are going to be talk about the data point of view. I am going to be give the definitions for compile time and runtime. So the meaning of compile time is we are going to be assign the data to the variables while we are writing the program itself. So in the program itself, we are going to be declare the variables. Once we were declared there, while we are writing itself, we are going to be assign some values to the variables. So such type of declaration is known as compile time declaration. Again, we have another word is compile time errors are there. No? What is the meaning called compile time errors? Error means something we have bugs, something syntactically we are going to be get wrong in the program. So I think you all come across the compiler design subject. Have you heard the word compiler design? No?
నో సార్ సిఎస్సి వాళ్ళకు ఉంది సార్ ఆ సబ్జెక్ట్.
Okay. So let me, I will give one small introduction to that compiler. So as we know that we have some ISO standards for networks. Yes sir. ISO standards for network. What is that? We have a physical layer, data link layer, network layer, session layer, application layer. Before that, presentation layer, and the last one is application layer. What is these layers? Once we are going to be transfer the data from one computer to another computer, our data should be transferred these layers. So please be remember, we are going to be transfer. Then what is the meaning called compiler? Not compile, compiler. So compiler is going to be transfer, is going to be convert, or we can call anything. We can going to be convert from high level language to low level language, vice versa. The compiler is converting from high level language to low level language. So here also we are going to be do some conversation. So when we are going to be talk about this compiler, what will be in the compiler? So we have a Java compiler, C compiler, C++ compiler, Python compiler. All the compilers are there. We can say simply compiler is a software. It's a group of programs are there. So what it will do? Something we are writing the program in the text in the prescribed compiler editor. Once we are writing, how these, okay, at the end, all those things is going to be converted into a zeros and ones. Before going to be convert, how our code is going to be due to the computer. In between we have the term known as a compiler. So compiler converts from high level language to low level language and vice versa. What is it? Why I called this is a vice versa? So we already know that compiler definition in the first year itself, but we didn't heard the name at the last of definition vice versa. What is the meaning called vice versa? For example, the compiler is also the program. From the program input, it is giving some output. Are you getting output in zeros and ones? No. Again, that language is going to be understood by the human. So which language is going to be understood by the human? That language is known called high level language. So that's when again we are giving, so for example, addition of two numbers, 2 plus 2, we know 2, we know 3. But computer, how can it understand? So for 2 we have a double 1 and 3 0 1 0 1 0 1. So after addition of binary addition, it gives an output. Whether the binary output is going to be give to you, no. Again, it gives an answer as 5. So that's why I prescribed here as vice versa. So same how the ISO layers, we have how the data is going to be transferred from one layer to another layer. Same our program code is also converting from high level language to low level language. We have various layers are there. So namesake I am going to be said. There are lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, intermediate code generator, code generation, and code optimization. So before that, code optimization and code generation. The simple nothing but our high level language is going to be converted to low level language. The compiler is going to be convert our Java program. For example, we consider Java program that is going to be converted by assembly language. What is known as assembly language? What it contains in assembly language? For example, in a program we can call, we have programming lines is there, data types are there, all those things are there. In assembler, what are the things are there? In assembly language, what are the things are there? Some instructions. Move A comma B, add A comma B. So such things are there. So detecting errors in the compiler is nothing but, so in compiler some prescribed things are going to be defined. For example, so we all say that C language or any language is case sensitive. What is the meaning called case sensitive? For example, in a programming language, is there defined small int? Definitely we need to write small int only, because a programming language is called a case sensitive. Why? So in order to know what you written, that is a programmer what written, the compiler has to understand. For example, int, why it is called again case sensitive? So because in alphabets we have uppercase and lowercase. There is a different code for, that is code is nothing but ASCII code. Different ASCII code for small and capital letter. So that's why only again we need to specify. So case sensitive. I think everyone understand. So I will send you that diagram compiler, how the data is going to be transferred through Google Classroom. Please be followed up. We will get it what. So same ISO layers how is there. The same way here we have a compiler layers. Then before generics, we can store any type of objects in the collections. That means non-generic. We don't have generic. Now generic is forced in a Java programmer to store a specific type of objects. Generics will use a specific type of objects. How it will be? See that? The same Java generic methods and generic classes enables a programmer to specify which a single method declaration, a set of related methods, or with a single class declaration, a set of related types respectively. It may be a set of what methods declaration we can do, set of related methods we can do, and set of class declarations we can do. All those things we can do in the generics. So generics also provide compile time safety that allows a programmers to catch the invalid type at compile time. So what will happen if the programmer gets a compile time error? What will happen if the programmer gets a runtime error? Can anyone? What happens if the programmer gets compile time error? What's happened if the programmer gets a runtime error? For example, what is the answer for 10 by 3? What is the answer for 10 by 3? Number 90. Available. Number 81. Nobody is replying. Why? Whether are you in the class or not? Mani Babu, are you getting my voice or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, what is the meaning called compile time errors? So compile time errors means once we are going to be compile the program, that time itself our error is going to be exit. Okay, we cannot enter into a runtime. The runtime errors means once your program is completely compiled, that is we don't have any errors. These errors are going to be runtime errors are going to be comes once the program is going to be run. We are giving some runtime data to the program or some maybe compile time data also we can give. Again, sir, we have runtime while we are giving a data to the program at runtime, that time we are going to be get errors. Even though while we are giving values to the program in the compile time, that time also we are going to be get a runtime errors. How it is possible? So that's why I introduced the concept of compiler over there. So I have one more definition for compiler for this. So it is going to be transferred our program into computer understandable language. Then what is in the program? Why we are so simply now? Can someone say that definition for program? Program definition.
Set of instructions.
Yes, set of instructions. What next? What? I need complete definition. Yes, 88. 88 looking good. Can you say the answer? So set of instructions, what we are going to be do with the set of instructions? We are going to be solve some mathematical equations. Set of instructions. By using this set of instructions, we are going to be solve some mathematical equations in the program. Sir, addition of two numbers. We have a mathematical addition of two strings. What is the mathematical form in the addition of two strings? Because there is again the conversion is there now from alphabet to ASCII code to alphabet. Then again it is a mathematical operation, no? Every program is one mathematical operation. So if the mathematical operation, where these mathematical operation is going to be performed, are you going to be define the mathematical operation in the variable? Where we are going to be define this mathematical operation? Where we are going to be defined? In the equation. For example, C equal to A plus B. We are going to be say that C equal to A plus B. So that's why only always program is to solve a mathematical equation. So where that mathematical equation means it is in the expression. That's why only expression is the heart of the program, you can say that. Expression is the heart of the program. So please be remember the definition which I said. Expression is the heart of the program. So even we have a compile time declaration, the values were declared while this program is running, that time only that expression line is going to be executed. So compile time errors means whether the C is equal to A plus B, is semicolon is there, is going to be checked by the compiler. If anything wrong, it is going to be said that, for example, you miss something, semicolon, okay, it shows an error. But everything is correct, it is showing right only. For this, we have a simple justification for this. For example, your aim is to addition of two numbers. Unfortunately, you return a code for subtraction of two numbers. So that is A equal to 2 and B equal to 3. You return a program line C equal to A minus B. Is that your aim is going to be satisfied? No. What is your aim? Addition of two numbers. But you written the code is addition of subtraction of two numbers. How? Sir, my aim is this, but it is giving a wrong output. So who are all saying no? Sir, I got a complete compile. I don't have any error. Still I am getting wrong answers. Those who are saying in the lab, no, for them, this is the answer. C equal to A plus B you are writing, is C equal to A minus B you are writing. The both way the writing expression is correct, the compiler never gives an error. But once you are going to be run, it gives an output, but what output we have to justify it. Yes. Are you saying something? So this is the my aim. You are saying something to the compiler. You are making call to compiler. లేదా CPU చెవులు ఏమన్నా చెప్తున్నారా నేను అడిషన్ ఆఫ్ 2 numbers ప్రోగ్రామ్ చేస్తున్నాను దానికి అవుట్పుట్ కావాలని. No. What you are going to be type based upon that it gives an output. So that's why only maybe this compile time errors will come. A program stop itself, there is no running. When the runtime errors will come, may it leads to infinite. For example, what is going to be happen if the loop is not properly fix the values, that is limits. Definitely if the loop is coming, what is the first concept? We have some initialization of
increment, decrement.
Then
Increment.
and also we have some condition to terminate that loop also. Initialization, condition and updation we can call. So what is the initialization means? My loop where to start. The condition is nothing but where to stop. So that's why we have a particular limits for every loop. If there is no limit, then it is definitely infinite loop. Instead of giving a less than, we are giving a greater than. What is going to be happen? So total it is going to be infinite. So in order to such type of runtime errors, it is going to be avoided like this generally. We might methods for sorting an array of objects, then invoke the generic methods with integer array or double array or string array and so on to sort them, to sort the array elements. So how we are going to do so? You know how to sort the elements in array by using various concepts of sorting algorithms. You are going to be do that. Then what are the advantage of these generics? Now we can have a clear picture of how we are going to be declared and what is the concept before generics, what is the concept after generic. Here we are going to be discussed. The first advantage is about identity. We can hold only a single type of objects in generic. It does not allow to store other objects. See here, without generics, what is going to be happen? We have a, what is this, the first line? List space list is equal to new array of list. What is the meaning of this one? I think everyone come across Java.
Instantiation.
Instantiations. Creating an object we can call, simply call, we can call creating an object. What is an
Class.
object here?
List, sir.
So
List.
creating a class. Okay, creating a list or whatever. Something we are going to be create by using a new keyword, we are going to be create. So here what is the list? Li small lit list is an object.
Object.
Through this object, we are going to be add the values into this array. Yes or no? So list of add of 10, the 10 is going to be added to this array list. But here the list add of 10, what is going to be happen? It is also simply added. But our aim is to list only array values in a specific type. Once the concept of generics comes into Java, what is going to be? See here, with generics, it is required to specify the type of an object we need to store. So, sir, you mentioned here list equal to list, something we declared. Something object was created here. We didn't say that what type of elements are you going to be inserted into that array. We didn't mention. If that specification also we can do in the declaration itself, then this is known as a generics. The meaning of this means the list which contains only the integer elements. The list is only contains integer elements. So that's when you see here, it shows in a compile time error. Next, another advantage is typecasting. What is typecasting? What is another name for typecasting?
Type conversion.
Type conversion. Right? In type conversion, one of the concept is typecasting. In type conversions, we have two types now.
Implicit
One
and
type is
explicit.
then which one is this? Typecasting is whether it is implicit or explicit.
Explicit, sir. Under string.
There is again we have a simple. There is no meaning of remembering the concept again. One thing is implicit is going to be done by the compiler itself. The explicit is going to be done by the programmer. So typecasting or promotion, what are the names we ever declared, everything is going to be here. The conversion is going to be a part of compiler, then it is going to be simply called, that is known as implicit type conversion. Explicit or typecasting or type promotion, everything is going to be part of explicit type conversion. So what is type conversion? So generally, for example, if I am going to be declaring int a equal to 97, int a equal to maybe small a equal small a, again small a, no? Again, for example, int I is equal to 97. I am going to be print that I value. If I am going to be use a percentage of d, directly I am going to be get the same 97 value as the output. For example, instead of percentage of d, I am going to be use percentage of s. Percentage of c. What I am going to be get? Something character is going to be print at the end. Something character. Whether you written any code for conversion this 97 into a character? No, you didn't write anything like that. So that is the part of compiler. Sir, can you give can anyone ask, sir, can you give another example for this? Yeah, we have. For example, int a equal to 10, int c equal to 20. Sorry, int d equal to 20. For example, if I am going to be write float f equal to a, that is c plus d, what is the answer? Even though that both are integers 10 and 20, but the final answer where I am going to be print in the variable f, that's why only it is going to be get the answer is something 0.0, that is 20 and 30 is a 50.00. If you go include, we have sometimes it is going to be get 0, sometimes it is going to be get a points also, sometimes it is going to be, even though it is omits the points and it is going to be 0. So everything is there. So if once you need that concept, you can refer typecasting concept, how it will be. See here, simply before that we said that we in double quotation we give 10, it is shows an error, no? Now here see that before generic, what is the typecasting? List equal to list, array of list equal to new array of list. List add of hello. If I want to do like this, definitely I need to write these code. This is known as a typecasting. The programmer has to write a code because the list I am going to be mentioned as a string. I'm going to be add that element to the list. That value is string. For that, I'm going to be write here string of. In the bracket, we are going to be write string of. This is known as typecasting. The programmer has to write a code for the thing. That's why only it is known as typecasting. So once the generics comes into a picture, we don't need any typecasting, because once we are going to be declare, or once we are going to be create an object for a list, there itself we are going to be mentioned. In a previous example, what we mentioned, list integer we mentioned. That means the list only contains a list of integers only. Now what we mentioned here, string. That means the list contains only list of strings. There is no need a concept of typecasting. I think, have you understand the concept of this typecasting, or else can I give any other example? Okay. Then another advantage is compile time checkings. Compile time checkings. So once the generic concept comes into a picture, we know that when the declaration time itself, we are going to be saying that object list which type of values has to be. That we mentioned clearly. If the programmer is done such type of declaration, see that we said here the list is a string. So first add hello, okay, it's no problem. Once we add this 32, it will give a compile time error. That means the program never runs. It will not go into the program itself. So one more thing I need to insert here, the compile time and runtime errors. The compile time errors will come. Still the programmer duty has to change the code. Change the code means something that errors must has to do it. The errors must has to do it. But runtime errors, it is not a part. If anything error it comes at runtime, definitely again we need to stop the whole program execution and came to this. If the compile time errors is there, program never executes. If the runtime errors is there, program may be executes. Sometimes it may go to the infinite loop also. You know the meaning called infinite and finite loops. I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. It is a finite loop. I equal to 0. I equal to 0. I less than 10. I plus plus. How we can say this is the finite loop? How we can say this is a finite loop?
Condition ki
Because
limit
we have a limit and we know that the condition will terminate when 10 less than 10, the condition will terminate. For example, same place I give I greater than 10. What is going to happen?
Infinite loops.
How many values are there? How many values are there more than 10?
Infinite number.
How many biggest values are there more than 10? Okay, that is the infinite. So that's why we can know that. Understood what is the meaning of this compile time and runtime errors? See that next one, how to do this syntax means we have a angular braces. We know that types in C++ we came to that, or C also, when we are going to be declare the header files where we are going to be hash include stdio.h. In between we are going to be give angular braces. So that is angular braces we are going to be use. So here class or interface, class or interface, we are going to be mention the what type we are going to be mention. Then here the name of the class is array list and the type, which type of we are going data is we are going to be. Okay. So the next one is generic classes. We know about the concept of generic. We are going to be see about generic classes. A generic type is a generic class or interface that is parameterized over types. The following box class will be notified to demonstrate the concept. See this? A simple box class. What is the name of the class? Box. So, being by examining a non-generic object that operates on objects of any type, it needs only to provide two methods, that is set, which adds an object to the box, and gets, which retrieves it. Here we don't have, in this example, we don't have any generic. So without generic, that we can call a non-generic. Simply we have a class that is a public class name. Inside class we have a body of the class. So we will create one object, private object, and name of the object is small objet. Then what is public void set? What is this public void set? This is the function. So where we are going to be called the object. In this object we are going to be use some this. What is the meaning called this? Can you define what is the meaning called this? It refers the current object. So only we have one object, that object we are going to be refer. That object is equal to object. Public object get. So we are going to be set the object, we are going to be get the object. And we are in the function itself, we are so set the object, we are going to be set the object to the current object, and here get the object, we are going to be return that object. So this is the simple one class we were created in a Java. Since its methods accept to return an object, we are free to pass in whatever you want. It is not one of the primitive type. There is no way to verify at compile time. So we cannot say that what type of object is this. What type of object is this? We cannot say that. So that is the simple. So one part of code is an integer in the bar. Expect to get an integer out of it, while another part the code may mistakenly pass in a string, resulting in runtime error. The programmer think and written a program for getting an integer values to the object. So always a programmer and the end user not a same type, no? For example, if I am designing a game, is that I am designing game for my purpose? Once I design, I am going to be released. So what type of object is that? If it is physically, for example, simply I use enter. Simply I gave in a sentence and gave dash enter. What you are going to be enter? In my mind, so everyone has to type enter your name, but sometimes enter your number also. So specifying what type of data you want to be, that in the program we mentioned, that is known as a generic. See this? A generic class. In that Angular braces, what are the types? T1, T2, T3 names that. So Angular brackets, the type of parameter section by Angular braces brackets as follows the class name and specifies the type parameters and also type variables are T1, T2, T3. That is what type of data. To update the class, you to use a generic, create in a generic type declaration by changing the code public class box into public class box in Angular braces. We are going to be mentioned what the type of data. This box, what type of data has to take, whether an integer or float or double or characters or strings. So with the change we have, see here how it will be. T stands for type. So here what the type, we can take any type. It may be integer, float or double. So once it is given like this, so definitely this box can accept only which type. The type may be integer, float or character or double, whatever it may be, that is going to be get. Okay. So understand the code. So there is no, before the code you can see the code. So this is the code box. In the box here we are going to be mentioned the box, what type of values we need to insert into that box. The data we are going to be mentioned here as a T is type. As you can see, all parameters of objects are replaced by T. A type variable can be any non-primitive type you specify, any class type, any interface type, any array type, even another type variables also.
Yes, sir.
This same technique, okay, one I say answer. Some techniques can be applied to create a generic interface. Okay. I think time up. I think so.
Guys, absentees are 825.